Women don't love the guy who worships them. They don't dream about the man who puts them first, treats them like a queen, and bends over backward to make them happy. No, they crave the man who doesn't care. That's right, the men who drive women wild. The ones who make them obsessed, emotional, and desperate for attention are not the men who treat them with blind devotion. They are the men who act like they have better things to do than chase after a woman. You've been told your whole life that women want kindness, respect, and emotional availability. That they want a man who listens, supports them, and makes them feel special. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But look around. Does that really describe the men women are most drawn to? Does that explain why the bad boy gets more love than the nice guy every single time? The truth is uncomfortable, but if you want to win in the world of dating, you need to accept it. Women are biologically wired to chase what they can't fully have. When a man is too available, too eager, or too emotionally invested, she loses attraction. On the other hand, when a man is unpredictable, detached, and focused on his own life, she can't stop thinking about him. Think about it. Why do women stay in toxic relationships? Why do they chase the man who won't commit, while ignoring the guy who would give them everything? It's because women don't respect men who put them on a pedestal. If she feels like she has you completely, she gets bored. If she senses that she can lose you at any moment, she becomes obsessed. This doesn't mean you should treat women poorly or be an emotionless robot. But if you want to become magnetic to women, you need to understand one thing. A woman's deepest attraction is triggered when she feels like she has to work for your attention. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why women crave men who don't care, the psychology behind it, and how you can apply this knowledge to your own dating life without losing your self-respect or playing games. Let's get into it. 1. Nice guys finish last, always. If you still believe that being nice will get you the woman you want, you're setting yourself up for failure. Nice guys always finish last. And not just sometimes, always. Why? Because when a man is too nice, what he's really doing is seeking approval. He's putting a woman's happiness above his own. He's making her the center of his world, thinking that if he just treats her well enough, she'll choose him. But that's not how attraction works. Women don't value what's easily given. They value what they have to earn. If you offer your kindness, time, and energy without her having to work for it, she won't respect you. She won't appreciate it. She might use you, but she won't desire you. And when she meets a man who challenges her, who doesn't treat her like she's the most important thing in his life, she'll chase him instead. Look around. The men who get women effortlessly don't overextend themselves. They don't beg for love. They don't bend over backwards to impress anyone. They focus on their own life, their own goals, their own success. And because they don't need a woman's approval, women give it to them freely. Let's say there are two guys. Guy number 1 is sweet, thoughtful, and always available. He texts her constantly, compliments her every day, and rearranges his life to fit around her schedule. He thinks he's doing everything right. But she feels nothing for him. She sees him as safe, predictable, and, worst of all, boring. Guy number 2 barely pays her attention. He has his own priorities, his own life. He doesn't text her all the time, doesn't put her on a pedestal, and doesn't change his schedule for her. She feels drawn to him. She starts wondering what he's doing, why he's not chasing her, if he even likes her at all. And just like that, she's hooked. Women don't chase men who give them everything too easily. They chase men who keep them on edge, who make them work for attention, who give them just enough to keep them wanting more. If you want to stop finishing last, you need to stop acting like a prize she already won. Be the man who makes her earn your time, and watch how her attraction changes. 2. Why women chase men who ignore them. It doesn't make sense, right? If a woman likes a man, she should be drawn to the one who treats her well. But that's not how it works. Women chase the men who ignore them, the ones who give them the least amount of attention. Why? Because attraction isn't about who treats her best. It's about who triggers her emotions the most. When a man ignores a woman or gives her very little attention, it creates uncertainty. She starts thinking, why isn't he texting me back? Does he like me? Is he seeing someone else? And just like that, she's hooked. not because she wants to be, but because her brain is wired to chase what she can't fully have. Now, let's flip it. If you're always texting her first, always complimenting her, always making yourself too available, there's no challenge, no mystery, no excitement. She knows she has you, and that kills attraction. Look at social media. The guy who blows up her DMs, sends her long messages, and always replies instantly, she leaves him on read. Meanwhile, the guy who takes hours or days to respond, she's obsessing over him. Let's say two men are interested in the same woman. Man number one texts her all the time, constantly checking in, always asking her out. He's reliable, predictable, and always there when she wants attention. Does she appreciate it? Sure. Does she feel attracted to him? Not at all. Man number two is different. He rarely texts first. He's polite but distant. He has his own life, his own priorities. He's not desperate for her attention. And that drives her crazy. She starts thinking about him all the time. Because she can't figure him out. Women don't chase nice, predictable men. They chase the ones who trigger uncertainty. The ones who keep them guessing. Want women to chase you? Stop giving them constant attention. Be the guy she's always wondering about, not the guy she's always ignoring. 3. The more you care, the less she wants you. This one hurts, but it's the truth. The more you care, the less she wants you. You've probably been in this situation before. You meet a woman, you really like her, and you start giving her your full attention. You text her all the time, make plans around her, compliment her, and show her just how much you care. You think you're doing the right thing, because isn't that what you're supposed to do when you like someone? And then, she starts pulling away. She takes longer to respond. She suddenly gets busy. She stops acting excited to see you. The woman who was once so into you now seems cold and distant. And you sit there, confused, wondering what you did wrong. You cared too much. It's a cruel reality, but women don't want the man who makes them his top priority. They want the man who makes himself his top priority. The second she feels like she has you completely, the chase is over. There's no excitement, no mystery, no challenge. Women don't want a puppy dog who follows them around and showers them with love. They want a man who makes them work for it. And here's the worst part. When you realize she's losing interest, you start caring even more. You send longer texts. You ask if everything's okay. You try to fix the situation by proving your value to her. And what happens? She pulls away even more. It's the opposite of what you expect. You think your effort will bring her closer, but instead, it pushes her further away. And the less she feels the need to earn your love, the faster she loses attraction. The solution? Stop over-investing. Stop thinking that caring more will make her want you more. Instead, focus on yourself, your goals, your ambitions, your own self-respect. When a woman sees that you are not easily won over, that you have a life outside of her, that you could walk away at any moment, that's when she starts to value you. Women don't chase the man who gives them everything. They chase the man who gives just enough to keep them wanting more. That's the game. Learn it, and you'll never have to chase a woman again. 4. Why women love men who are hard to get wake up. Women don't want men who are easy to get. They never have, and they never will. Yet most men still don't get it. They throw themselves at women, begging for attention, thinking if they just prove how much they care, she'll finally love them back. It's pathetic. And worse, it doesn't work. Look around. The men women chase aren't the ones texting them nonstop, rearranging their schedules, or desperately trying to win them. No. Women chase the men who are busy, mysterious, and unpredictable. The men who aren't easily won over. Why? Because scarcity creates value. Think about it. If something is too easy to get, you don't appreciate it. If a job is desperate to hire you, you start wondering, why do they want me so badly? Is there something wrong with them? But if a company has 100 people fighting for the position, suddenly it's desirable. Women think the same way about men. If a man makes himself too available, she assumes he must not have many options. She starts losing interest before she even realizes why. But the man who isn't so easy to lock down, the one who isn't immediately chasing her, he becomes a challenge, and nothing is more addictive to a woman than something she can't fully have. The problem is, most men sell themselves cheap. They think, if I just show her I'm always there for her, she'll appreciate me. Wrong. She'll use you. She'll friend-zone you. She'll keep you around when she's bored. But the moment a man with self-respect walks into her life, she'll drop you without hesitation. So wake up. Stop being so available. Stop thinking that chasing women will make them like you. Instead, start valuing yourself. Build your own life. Make yourself the prize. When a woman realizes she has to work for your attention, she'll respect you more, want you more, and value you more. Want to know why women love men who are hard to get? Because those are the men who actually respect themselves. And if you don't respect yourself, don't expect her to. 5. The psychology of attraction. Wanting what's scarce. If there's one thing you need to understand about women, it's this. They want what they can't fully have. This isn't an opinion. This is psychology. People, men and women alike, are naturally drawn to scarcity. The moment something is limited, rare, or difficult to obtain, its value skyrockets. This is why companies use limited time offers to sell products, why luxury brands never go on sale, why people line up overnight for exclusive sneakers. It's human nature. And guess what? Attraction works the same way. When a man is too available, too easy to get, too eager to please, a woman instinctively values him less. Not because she's cruel, not because she enjoys rejecting men, but because her brain tells her, if he's this easy to have, he must not be that valuable. But when a man is hard to get, when he's not constantly texting, not desperately seeking her approval, not bending over backwards for her, she can't stop thinking about him. Why? Because he's scarce. She starts overanalyzing everything. Why isn't he texting back? Is he seeing someone else? Does he even like me? She becomes emotionally invested in getting his attention, and the more she chases, the more she convinces herself that he must be worth it. Meanwhile, the man who made it too easy for her, she forgets about him. This is why women love men who are busy, independent, and selective. They want a man whose time is valuable. A man who doesn't give it away freely. A man who has standards. So if you've been giving a woman your full attention for free, thinking it'll make her like you more, stop. You're making yourself too common, too easy, too boring. Instead, make yourself scarce. Invest your time in yourself, your goals, your ambitions. Let her see that your attention is earned, not given away to anyone. Because the moment a woman realizes that you are rare, that not every guy is like you, that she has to work to keep you around, that's when attraction truly begins. 6. Emotional availability kills. Attraction. You've been lied to. They told you that women want a man who opens up, who shares his feelings, who wears his heart on his sleeve. That if you just communicate better, she'll appreciate you more. Wrong. The brutal truth? The more emotionally available you are, the less attractive you become. This doesn't mean women want emotionally dead men. But the second you start over-expressing yourself, oversharing your feelings, or becoming too predictable, something inside her switches off. Why? Because mystery and uncertainty create desire. Women don't fantasize about the guy who texts them paragraphs about his emotions every night. They fantasize about the man who makes them feel something. Think about it. Why do women fall for the bad boy? The guy who's emotionally unavailable, distant, or unpredictable. Because he's not an open book. His emotions are controlled, his attention is scarce, and his affection feels earned, not given away freely. Now compare that to the guy who constantly reassures her, shares every detail of his thoughts, and seeks validation through emotional conversations. She may appreciate it, but she won't desire it. Women want to decode a man, not be handed the entire script. This doesn't mean you should suppress your emotions completely. It means you need to control them. Instead of dumping your feelings on her, let her wonder what's on your mind. Instead of always reassuring her, let her question where she stands with you. This tension, this emotional uncertainty, that's what keeps her drawn to you. So if you've been oversharing, over-explaining, or constantly seeking emotional closeness, pull back. Give her space to miss you, to wonder, to chase. Because the moment she feels like she has your emotions completely under her control, she will lose interest. And that's why being too emotionally available is the fastest way to kill attraction. 7. How indifference makes you more desirable. Most men fail in dating because they care too much. They care about what she thinks, what she wants, what she needs. They stress over every text, every call, every little sign of interest or rejection. They make women the center of their universe, and then wonder why women don't see them as valuable. Here's the reality. The more indifferent you are, the more attractive you become. When a woman senses that you don't need her approval, don't crave her validation, and don't react emotionally to her actions, she starts craving your attention. Why? Because indifference is power. A woman cancels plans on a weak man. He begs for another chance. A woman cancels plans on a strong man. He moves on, no questions asked. A weak man gets ghosted. He double texts, asks if she's okay, and overthinks everything. A strong man gets ghosted? He doesn't care, because he has better things to do. And guess which man she respects more? Indifference triggers a psychological reaction in women. When she realizes you won't chase her, she starts questioning her own value in your eyes. And when she feels uncertain, she starts chasing you. This is why the men who get the most women are the ones who seem like they don't care. Not because they're playing games, but because they actually have a life, a purpose, and a mindset that isn't centered around women. If you want to become more desirable, stop treating women like they're the most important thing in your life. Instead, be busy with your own ambitions. Don't react emotionally to small things. If she pulls away, let her go. If she wants you, she'll make it obvious. The moment you stop caring so much about her reaction is the moment she starts chasing you. Indifference isn't about being rude or toxic. It's about respecting yourself so much that you don't let a woman's attention, or lack of it, define your worth. Care less. Become more. That's the secret. 8. Why women leave good men for bad boys. This one stings. You've seen it happen. A woman has a good man. A guy who treats her well, stays loyal, listens to her problems, and gives her his full attention. He's stable, kind, and ready to commit. And what does she do? She leaves him for the guy who barely acknowledges her existence. The one who doesn't text back. The one who treats her like an option. The one who couldn't care less if she stays or goes. Why? Because women don't choose men based on who treats them the best. They choose based on who triggers the most emotions. And let's be real. Most good men are boring. They're predictable, always available, always agreeing, never challenging. They treat a woman like a fragile princess, thinking if they just show enough love, she'll never leave. But the truth is, she gets tired, she gets bored, and she starts craving the chaos, the thrill, the emotional roller coaster. That's what the so-called bad boy gives her. He keeps her guessing. He makes her feel like she has to prove her worth. He never prioritizes her over his own goals. And because she feels like she can't fully control him, she desperately wants to. Most good men don't lose women because they're too nice. They lose women because they're too easy, too emotionally predictable, too available. If you want to stop being the guy who gets replaced, stop making a woman your main focus. Stop thinking that being overly kind, overly generous, and overly available will make her love you more. It won't. It'll make her take you for granted. Women don't leave good men because they're kind. They leave them because they're too easy to have. Want to keep her? Be the man who isn't so easy to figure out. The man who has a life she wants to be part of, but not one she can fully control. Because the moment she knows she has all of you, she'll start looking for someone else. 9. Stop prioritizing her. Put yourself first. Most men make the same mistake. They put women first. They put her before their goals, before their friends, before their ambitions. They drop everything just to be available for her. They think that if they prove their loyalty, she'll appreciate them more. And then she loses interest. Why? Because women don't respect men who prioritize them over themselves. A woman doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to be a part of your life, not the center of it. The second she feels like you're too invested, like your whole life revolves around her, she starts looking for a man who isn't so easy to control. Think about it. Who are the men women admire? The leaders, the businessmen, the guys who have a mission, a vision, a sense of direction. These men don't drop everything for a woman, because they have bigger things to focus on. Meanwhile, the guy who texts back instantly always adjusts his plans for her and constantly seeks her validation. She gets bored. She starts feeling like she has to carry the relationship because he has no backbone. If you want women to respect and desire you, you have to start respecting yourself first. Don't cancel your plans just because she suddenly wants to see you. Don't neglect your goals just to spend more time with her. Don't make her happiness more important than your own. Because the moment a woman sees that you are willing to sacrifice yourself for her, she will lose all respect for you. Want to be truly attractive? Put yourself first. Be a man who is so focused on his purpose that a woman feels lucky just to be a part of it. Because the moment you make her your number one priority, she'll start searching for a man who isn't so easy to get. 10. How to be the man. She can't stop thinking about. If you want to be the man that women obsess over, the man that sticks in their mind long after you're gone, then listen up. You need to stop acting like every other guy. Most men are too predictable, too available, too eager to please. And that's why they get ignored, ghosted, and forgotten. You need to be different. You need to be the man that challenges her emotions, keeps her guessing, and makes her feel like she has to work to earn you. How? By mastering the art of control. A woman can't stop thinking about a man who doesn't always respond right away, doesn't drop everything for her, keeps his emotions in check, has a life that's bigger than her. It's not about playing games. It's about becoming a man who is so focused on his own path that she feels lucky just to be a part of it. A woman isn't attracted to the man who begs for her attention. She's attracted to the man who isn't so easily won over. Think about it. Who does a woman respect more? The guy who's always available, always chasing, always seeking approval? Or the man who's selective with his time, focused on his goals, and doesn't revolve his life around her? If you want to be memorable, you have to be a man who is worth remembering. That means building your own success, focusing on your purpose first, keeping a little mystery in your personality, never making a woman your entire world. When you stop making women the priority and start prioritizing yourself, something incredible happens. Women start chasing you. Why? Because they can sense when a man has value. And value isn't something you convince her of. It's something you show through your actions. Want to be the man she can't stop thinking about? Stop trying so hard to impress her. Be the man who moves with confidence, who has standards, who isn't afraid to walk away. Because the moment you show her that you don't need her to be happy, that's when she'll start fighting for your attention. Here's the truth. Women don't fall for the best men. They fall for the men who understand attraction. You can be the kindest, most loyal, most hard-working man in the world. But if you don't understand what actually triggers desire in women, none of it will matter. And that's where most men fail. They think women will choose them because they're nice, reliable, and emotionally available. But women aren't looking for a man to worship them. They're looking for a man they have to earn. If you've been struggling with women, it's probably because you've been giving too much, caring too much, and prioritizing them too much. The men who win aren't the ones who chase. They're the ones who are chased. If you've ever been in a situation where a woman lost interest the moment you showed too much care, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment, share your experience, and I'll be checking in to see what you've been through. This is where we wake up and start moving differently. Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the comments.